we got all 3 sigils, so now it's finally time to get into... Oh. Hi, Endless. I see you're still looking very final boss-like right now. Even though, what are you doing here? Right now, we're going to have a big battle in front of the stupid artifact. We all know that's how this is going to end. It's just like you're kind of playing your hand a little bit early.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess compared to most...
Is she like his mother, or is it like different, or what's going on? Or?
What? No. What?
Oh.
No. What are you talking about? Absolutely
what?
not.
No. What? No. Oh.
No,
okay.
yeah, no.
Oh,
she died.
okay.
She's like dead and whatever. We saw her body.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know, but I mean, people are immortal here, so maybe that.
And
so
we did just go through like an entire wizard tower last time and everything, with a lot of just absolutely wacky experiments going on. So, you know, I mean, this is a world of magic and technology and magitech. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Magic and fighting for everyone.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Well, you know what? I'll give Endless this. It's like most final bosses don't just kind of show up. It could have showed up earlier. But actually, it's like, hey, at least it's not literally at the end of the game that we're getting a confrontation here.
Everless is the mother. Endless is the mother-in-law. Everly is the day man, and Endless is the night man.
Yes, they're all two. Current Death's one is actually pretty clever.
2 sides of the same coin.
Because one of the you know, when you die, you sometimes get little cutscenes. One of them does reveal how Soren died, which was from Everly.
Oh, wow! I didn't know that. That's.
Yeah, I didn't actually get it in this playthrough for whatever reason. Also, boy, I didn't remember how her battle worked at all.
So this is the heroic version of this battle, right?
No.
Okay.
Death, I'm going up against the final boss, somewhat early, seemingly. It's like, I think that was a reasonable sort of reaction. Look, we got... Oh, my God. You know, the funny thing is that the original version of the... it's no longer like that, but the original version of the Phoenix fight didn't have a heroic version because you did actually fight the Phoenix later. The heroic version was a later boss.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, that's not even entirely unheard of in this game, but like, no, you do actually have to fight Endless here. She's hardly... And she is actually fairly difficult, as you can see, like, every single one of the attacks is enormous. And the whole teleporting thing.
The sprite animation works particularly well for Endless, I would say.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of great stuff. Oh god, I really struggled here stupidly, but hey, look there.
This, in a positive way, it reminds me of like those Dragon Ball Z GIFs that you saw in like 1996 or 1997.
Well, I guess, hey, but I beat her. Wasn't that good enough?
In a positive way.
Also, who's talking right now?
The flame.
No, that's my soul.
Oh okay. I don't have sound.
Soren.
Well, Endless, she killed me twice. 1. And 2, what? I don't know.
This is such a goofy battle.
Oh yeah, that was very Dragon Ball speaking. Pointing that out again.
What a weird background. What a weird background. That's pretty normal. What on earth?
Well, game's over.
Oh.
Also, you can even see my mouse here. It's like, wait, what? Why is it doing that? So, this is something that we've been building up to for quite a while. Hamilvaro talking a lot about how there's greater forces at play here than merely just death trying to get an immortality source destroyed. And, you know, you had like many things, especially just like the last episode alone, sort of implying that, you know, it's not just immortality, and now it's finally starting, baby.
So is this the exact same title sequence, or is it different?
I don't think that that the king had a death had like skull face before.
Oh, okay.
Also this.
That seems very different. That seems almost pelagic, if you will.
If you will. In fact, you will. Hey, location, Corpse City of Yulnath. Hey, you remember Yulnath, right? Only spoken of in occult tomes. Seemingly not any place that exists on Earth. Fink tried to sell me a helmet from that place, or allegedly whatever that place would be.
Ilnoth. Wow. So it actually gives you a save file that's in a different. That's so weird.
No, that's mine. That is the original save file. But I also play.
Oh, okay. Oh, just telling you that you are in this. You are in the Corpse City. Okay.
As you can see, and yeah,
is that
all of the otherworldly flesh coming from other dimensions? It's just like, well, Ilnoth is finally making its play.
Oh, we spoke at the same time, so now this is going to seem really performative, but is that like a Lovecraftian thing?
Yeah, you think?
Uh-huh.
You think that might be what they're going for?
Yo, is Ilnoth like a Lovecraftian thing? I don't know. I'm
fighting a giant hammerhead shark man that's wielding an anchor. Yes, we're doing the thing, everybody.
Listen, I don't have an authentic personality, so I only know how to do like different performances. Okay, I'm sorry. I find
that a personal attack. This is a pretty cool section.
What in God's name? Yeah, this is a cool. This is really rad, actually.
Yeah, because I mean the thing is, like I said, it has definitely like more than once been foreshadowed here that it's like there's more going on. I mean, hell, it's like one of the things we talked about a lot, but just haven't seen are the exiled gods, and well, at least one of them lives in here. As you can.
I gotta say, one thing that there's been a lot of adaptations of Lovecraft in the last, like, really, I mean, since he was around, but, like, even, like, in the last, like, 15, 20 years. But I gotta say, one of the things that they don't do a lot of, like, is, like, non-Euclidean geometry. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like that's one of those things that's just, it's hard to render in any sense. It's almost like the definition of something that's hard to unfathomably do, but you can do a little bit of that in games. So I like that they did
I think games actually do that. Games, more than anything else, can do that well, even though I still think that there's something of a struggle to really capture, like the non-Euclidean geometry in, like, a horror sense. That was actually a really cool thing that the original Silent Hill did. Like, what happened is, you start out the game, you go down an alleyway, and then when you try to turn back around, it's way larger than what it was. And then, of course, everything's rusty and locked.
Wow.
It's like, that's really... it's hard to even... Hey, I remember these guys. Same dudes that we saw back in the Thalamus, you say? Huh. Okay, I think I'm starting to make some connections here.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think, like, if anything, it's because games do that too well that it's hard to make it in a way that's both non-Euclidean and then obviously jarring. Like, you look at, like, even like something like Pac-Man. I guess that's not a good example. Like a game where it stretches on both sides. Like, there's the
wraparound scrolling.
Yeah, wraparound. Thank you. A screen that does a wraparound vertically and horizontally is a torus or a donut topologically. And it's like, it is so easy to accept that, though. Like, you don't even, like, flinch. You're like, oh, of course, I went to the other side, and now I can go to the other side.
You've seen, like, world maps in RPGs and how they work?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, where it's just like you go off the top of the screen, and you just come right back on the bottom of the screen, and it's just like, that's not how a map works. It's not how a world would function.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're If you're wondering, it's just like, no, Soren is far from the first person to be drawn into Yolnath. Apparently that's just something that happens, like, pretty regularly to everyone around here. Seemingly more often to the people that are being caught by, I guess, the prisoners, but, you know, even, like, Endless could hear that mysterious voice, Thalamus. It's Thalamus. Could hear that mysterious voice talking when Thalamus killed me at the end of the fight there.
Oh, I also like that they prevent you from. They use the water theme to prevent you from doing that.
Yeah, you can't just slam down. It's a weird little thing. Yeah, it's not like it makes too much of a difference, but
it just kind of like, okay, well, you know, you try doing it. It's just the clearest thing in the world. They clearly, what they want is that you don't even try it until you get to that point. I think the way the design was worked.
Yeah, but it's like they clearly want you to actually notice that. It's like, yep, you are most definitely underwater. Look, like I said, the whole pelagic, otherworldly flesh that we've been getting is obviously from here.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that is so visceral to game design. Like, you notice it even in something like The Witness, where you try the obvious solution. It's like, no, buddy, that's not going to work for this one.
I mean, speaking of like horror games, there's plenty of them that it's like, yeah, we'll just like, you know, by just looking at something, well, spawns the dude right behind you, you know, that sort of deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Very or like I was thinking like Resident Evil 4. You can always see the castle like in the background, but it isn't until you're leaving the village area that the camera is like directly pointing at it. Your next location to go to. It's really clever design in terms of like map making.
I'm surprised they don't do the thing where you do the weird like turnwise falling.
Turnwise Gamgee, yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That was good. That was good. I got it.
Oh.
Somebody absorbed that. No, Samwise Gamgee, yeah, from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, anytime somebody says like there's something wise, which I suppose is like how often does that happen? But
counterclockwise, yeah.
Anti-clockwise, etc.
Yeah.
That's what they call it in the British Isles.
Does it ever bother you that there's not really a good way to actually specify clockwise or counterclockwise? Because it's like...
Okay, I'm going to come out with some hot opinions right now. I hate the word upside down. It sounds so stupid. I always say inverted instead.
Okay, yeah.
And clockwise and counterclockwise is very similar.
Like, I mean, the thing is, it's like, it's very intuitive what it means and stuff. It's just that, like, it doesn't...
It's like what a child would name that.
Yeah, and it's also like you have to ask every single time, because if it's on the back of something, then you end up having to do things counterclockwise because, oh, well, it's clockwise relative to the front, which, I mean, it's covered by clockwise, but it's still like, now I have to think about this just as much as if I didn't have that metaphor. I'm still going to try both ways in all likelihood.
Still going to... Wow. All right, then.
Ooh.
That was a little bit faster than I thought that was going to work, but sure.
What just happened?
I threw a dagger at Evil Soren, which I guess was the Death Acolyte Soren, and he exploded into blood.
Now, can you jump like in a different way in this way? Because like
you do get like slower falls and bigger ups, I believe.
Okay.
It may just be slower falls in general, but it's like, yeah, you know. It's not just like your down slam that is affected.
Yeah, but it kind of feels like you can't actually access like any regions that you wouldn't otherwise been able to. Just the way that they've designed it, it's not like you get like a...
It's more of a thematic thing, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Rather than like being a very, very like different sort of... It does not change up the gameplay to a really like huge extent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the major thing is that it's just like, yeah, which is good because, you know, you're kind of trapped here. It's not like you're going to go grinding or anything for souls outside of this area.
Yeah, I was just
because, you know, once again, you have been killed by an exiled god and sent to his realm to be tortured for all of eternity.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. And despite that, music is actually pretty nice and calming.
I believe you.
Very nice ambient stuff. I mean, to be honest, it's just like Yulnath, for being an alternate hell dimension where torture is ceaseless and you eventually end up clawing out your eyeballs if you're not getting killed by darkness monsters 24 hours a day. It's just like, it's nice. It's a nice, pleasant little area.
Yeah, I do like it. It's a fun, like, it's not too surreal. It's just like ancient ruins.
Yeah, ancient ruins, and like you do get like some surreal stuff. Like for example, the upside down floating, the upside down floating body, like right to the left of me. And you know, of course, like flipping the screen around and everything. But it's just like for the most part, yeah, it is a city of corpses. It is not like, you know, certainly not glorifying death, considering that the idea here is that, well, I mean, there is stuff like that. What the hell?
I can't hear the soundtrack, but I'm assuming it's like the Jolly Roger Bay soundtrack from Mario 64. Just
oh man, well, I would.
Like,
I'm not gonna edit that in, but I missed with the. Look, it works the same way with the Sunstone in Darkness Falls too. If you didn't really get like, yes, the Dark Knight is also being empowered by like the forces of Yulnath as well. But like, yeah, you just got to hit them with a light stone to be able to to be able to make them vulnerable. I'm gonna kill them real quick, but I mean, it's just like, you know.
So I'm just noticing that all these places are some form of immortal, like, and you're a contractor for death. Now, I know that's not, I mean, we already talked about that like last time, but is death just like really weak in this area? Like, in this place?
Death specifically says that it's just like, you know, under official like divine laws, he's not allowed to interact with the real world in any way, etc. and so on.
Okay.
So he has to basically do this through contractor stuff, which is probably also like, you know, cheating the system in some way, but I suppose he'll take it up with God later.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Thalamus, like actual divine, presumably. As I don't even know, like, Death certainly didn't say anything about like danger of being brought into alternate hell dimensions by exiled gods when I took this contract. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, we've talked. It's a big OSHA violation. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's just because we are currently. Yeah, we're currently scoping out Yulnath for like OSHA violations here. I mean, for in favor of death. It was just like, of course, you know, can't get through the red tape. That could come down here himself.
It would be funny if OSHA actually applied to this realm. Like it just, oh yeah.
How would that even work? It's like you're taking like people and torturing them for all eternity.
I understand, but I mean, like, just in general, OSHA.
Yeah, you know, like a normal company.
Zing. But yeah, that trenchant satire aside, I just think it'd be like funny just to have like, we can't torture you for more than 6 hours a day.
I mean, you know, by the way, it's just like they do talk about this like a lot later. It's just like, yes, hence the reason why like the exiled gods and everything are trying to keep immortality going. It's because if you're stealing away souls to alternate dimensions, that, you know, normal people just kind of like die after a couple days, you know, going into like a coma. But it's just like immortal people, and that's why Thalamus is basically backing up the entirety of Alduin around here. Which is actually like a little bit of a subtle thing in the storyline that got expanded upon more in Afterlife. It was the sort of thing that I guessed even in the original playthrough when I was going through this area. Just you know, just to give myself a little bit of props here.
You know, I'm gonna go on a limb. I don't think that's Everly. I don't think that's really Everly.
Yes, you think? Food for the fish. You're not food for the fish. You're food for the darkness, guys. The fish are just chilling out here. Hey, come on. Look, I'm already here. It's like, do you have to torture me more? Oh, apparently yes.
Yeah, that is actually the whole point.
Yeah, I mean that is like actually the entire point of being here.
Imagine what you could do if you were free from him.
Alamus, is that you?
Is that a... It's not a body in the ground, okay.
Oh. I just saw that coming. So this is something that we talked about a little bit about last time, where it's just like, yeah, you know, the Grey Wanderer was telling you a lot about like the exiled gods and kind of like their whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we do finally meet one.
Tell me, who would you rather see?
And it's actually really funny because it's like I told you to remember, like, hey, remember the description that the Grey Wanderer gave, that it's just like a harbinger of madness to some, a teacher to others.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that we're actually kind of like talking one-on-one with Thalamus, he is the biggest fucking jackass in the entire world. He is his entire thing is just being a huge troll to like literally everybody. It's like, here's the thing, he does have true power. He is truly an extremely powerful god that, you know, commands his own realm, subsists off of souls, and, you know, it's like he's trying to keep the entirety of like the immortal crusade going and getting it spread even across the world for his own ends, which are all just to like absorb more souls. And it's like he's spending so much time here. Like he kidnaps Soren and he's just like, hey Soren, check it out, it's your mom. Look. Ah, she stabbed herself, isn't that hilarious? It's like, this is like the least, it's like you find Cthulhu and he's just like, lol, your mum. It's the silliest representation of like an elder god that I've ever seen.
Yes.
And there he is, by the way. It's like, yeah, no, he is very much a truly powerful individual. Not one that I could even ever hope to defeat, just kind of survive. But he's also just kind of an asshole.
It's weird how they do that really well in this game. Like they just like it's kind of like the banal and the just like the horrifying. Like some of their, when they go for horror, like that is legitimately horrifying what he's doing. All these camera angles are legitimately horrifying. But it's like at the end of the day, he's just kind of a jerk. Like they've conveyed that really well.
I love that, and it's like everybody like the Grey Wanderer have to pretend that it's just like no, he's amazing, we love him, and he's so powerful. he's just sitting over there, lol, I fucked your mum. And it's just like, wow. Because like, it's like, yeah, you heard the Grey Wanderer. It's just like she clearly has a lot of reverence for the dude. It's just, and he's just sitting over here being like, ha, you're my toy.
Now, was this in the original?
Oh yeah, Thalamus definitely was. This was also, yeah, like again a very like sort of like foreshadowed, but let's just say it's like Thalamus we will be seeing a little bit more of in the future now compared to the original game, where it's just like, you know, after you survive his trials, it's like you do go back to the original game. It's like, no, we're not just like done with that. However, it's just, it gets expanded upon a lot. We'll just say that.
Okay.
So it's like in the original game, but there's also a lot more to Mr. Big Skeleton Man. Rather than, I mean, as you would probably expect, the dude is, he basically is the one who is, like, Thalamus is the true, like, antagonist of the game. You might think it was, like, Endless or something like that, but Thalamus is the one truly pulling the strings in the background, as you could probably, as like I said, they've foreshadowed a lot up to this point.
Yeah, minor note, but it is interesting. Like they captured the surface of his hand really well, so it really feels like you're like walking on a hand. Like I know that's a minor thing. Like I'm just noticing this game does a great job with like those little details like that.
Oh yeah, despite like having some very detailed backgrounds and everything, it's never really hard to tell exactly what's going on. I know. Boy, do I know after doing all the heroic fights.
What do you dream of
But
becoming?
not
Soren?
totally immortal.
I mean, yeah, I guess they can be beaten for like a small amount of time. Hey, we're back in the house. And you can see like the Duck game reference, Duck there, and all of the Adult Swim games. It's like when you pointed that out, it's just like I didn't even realize that, but it's just like, yeah, that's why I got like the Duck game thing and the and then Slug Cat up there.
Oh, okay. And okay, so that actually was.
And I think that's supposed to be Rick and Morty reference on the table, maybe.
I don't know.
Can't remember what Mr. Meeseeks or something. Well, anyway,
Maybe,
to the power of hope and friendship for everyone. Hey, well, I don't know if I would say we've beaten Thalamus, but he's certainly looking a lot more melty. That said, it's just like there's still a little bit more of a fight here to go. And yeah, you can see in the upper right corner, minus 40% damage reduction. That is if you equip up the Rusty Charm that you get way earlier in the game. It's that old thing.
Yeah. Damn, this is weird. It's almost like this specifically feels like an homage to Undertale. This battle, like not this battle specifically, but just like this reminds me of like the Daisy fight specifically, or you know.
Oh,
like,
the what is it? Omega Flowey fight.
Yeah, whatever. Like something like just the fact that you're using all
or
these different
Photoshop
angles.
Flowey, I believe he was called in the game files. Yeah, baby, didn't have that in the original game.
Ooh. We got quick travel.
Yeah, I mean that's actually like super great. So there we go. That was Yilnath. An interesting experience, and one that, like I said, is still going to have some very big impact on the rest of the game now that, you know, basically I'm within the grasp of... Look, you might think that it's just like, oh, you beat Thalamus? No, you don't beat Thalamus like that. You basically just escaped him for now. Also, everybody else is dead, which is kind of surprising. Like, really? Yeah. I did not think... Oh,
Wow.
I did not think that... Endless was actually going to kill him. In the original version of the game, they didn't actually die there. They, you would find them in Kershiorai under the control of Thalamus.
Yeah,
and they would try attacking you, you know, to goad you into killing them. Basically, you can just run by them. But like, you know, here in Afterlife, they just die. They're dead.
I'm assuming we're leaving this for the next episode, or what's going on with this? This is such a weird.
Well,
like,
yeah, this
like
is again speaking of things that didn't appear in the original game.
Do you remember me?
No. Wait, hey man, I just got out of a hell dimension. I think. What's going on?
Like, oh. So this is your old house, and
No, you saw what the old house was.
it looks very similar to that, but not quite, I guess.
Does fate guide you to blind yourself in my presence?
Hey, I do recognize this voice, though. This is that person that kept talking to me after the heroic boss fights, which is, I think, why I'm hearing this right now.
See me, but I understand why you do it. Everyone else who's looked into my eyes seems to die. The whole world has always felt.
Well, hey, thanks for the
like it
blindfold, by the way.
was
I needed that for the Stranded Isles puzzles.
Even the love I depended upon betrayed
Oh, no, I actually didn't,
me.
because I chose that as my starting gift. But you know what I mean.
Scared
Yeah, I know what you mean.
child, chased to ragged breath by hounds.
I remember.
In the darkest of nights, I brought a knife to my throat. And then they spoke. The chorus of a million voices.
Please stop talking up Thalamus. That guy's an asshole.
Grants power.
Oh my god, I just love how it's like everybody has to be like, no, he's the greatest. We love him.
The kingdom that sends
He's the pettiest, biggest jackass in the entire game.
but not like this while you dream.
I guess that's also foreshadowing for the future. I mean, we just got into Yulnath. Why not pile one more thing on top of there? Well, then, I mean, hey, after that little excursion to an alternate dimension, we're into proper Care Shiori now, so next time.
What a wild game. What a
Go
wild episode.
Smash a big stupid orb.